Hi, Gemini, and welcome to your Venus retrograde provisions for 2020. Now, these readings are general. They are going to be for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. That doesn't seem like enough information at all. Gemini with Venus is going to be retrograde from May 13th until June 25th. So this reading is going to mainly address that specific retrograde. Within this cycle, there's a bunch of other things happening. So have your ephemeris close by. Also be aware that this retrograde cycle is happening through your first house, Geminis. So anything that has to do with your self-image is probably going to come into play. The way that other people perceive you is probably going to be shifted, as well as the way that you let other people treat you. So just bear that in mind. Also be sure to check on your own personal chart where these themes might come into play. Okay, so what can we tell Gemini? What is going on for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Venus retrograde 2020? Hokey Dinah. What's going on for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus retrograde? Oh, that's a lot. Cute. So, Hermit. Isn't this a great Hermit representation? I love this deck. Hermit followed by the Moon, followed by the Empress in the bottom of the deck. So, like, right off the bat, big major arcana themes, you're going to be dealing with some karmic shit. This is like themes that are going to be bigger than yeah, well, we'll see what we see. Okay, so energy for the reading is the Hermit. I really like this image for the Hermit. This is the Hush Tarot. I like it because you can see the inner workings that's, kind of being guarded. In a way, you can see the look in that owl's eye. It's like, back the hell off, I'm figuring my shit out. But, like, the focus is on those internal workings. So yeah, listen to your inner light. That's kind of the first message that's coming through. I feel like you're going to be the one who is finding these answers for yourself. So we have the 8 of Cups here. So walking away from something is no longer satisfying for you. Something is serving you no more, and you're ready to, like, what is it? Your bindle stick. You're ready to pack your bindle stick and walk away and see what you see, and yeah, meet your new gods. Because I feel like with this Hermit, you've done some, or you're about to do some serious introspection about things that you were holding sacred up to this point, and then you're realizing, oh, like, there's that expression, if you meet the Buddha along the way, kill him, or something like that. That's the energy here. You've achieved a certain degree of enlightenment, or you've reached a goal, and you're like, oh, it's not enough. Or maybe, I don't know, we'll see what we see. Okay, next is the Ace of Wands. Nice. So whatever internal work you're doing right now is amounting to, like, a realization. There's, this card to me is like the intuition that's lying beneath the surface. Oh, and I can feel it. I can feel your energy. It's like, yeah, let's go. This is awesome. This is really quite cute for you. So this energy that has been brewing beneath the surface, the little bird in your ear, you're listening to it, and it's giving you a new beginning. I see, like, aces are all about new beginnings, so that's very beautiful. We also have the 3 of Swords. So maybe a little bit of heartbreak here, maybe a little bit of truth coming in and making you see things in a different way. Maybe your heart was hurt by someone and now you have to walk away from it. We have the 5 of Wands as well, so in the reverse as well, so this can be like conflict. But in the reverse, I feel like you're feeling really protective of yourself, and you're really feeling defensive. And you're afraid of manifesting the wrong thing, I feel like. Yeah, or I guess I should tell you what I'm seeing here. We have the King of Wands in the reverse. So this card for me is always about like you've manifested something and now you're feeling a bit insecure about it, which makes a lot of sense too. We have this in the upright. This is like fighting for the best possible way to do something. You know, it's like when you're in a group setting and you're all kind of like sparring in a positive way, but when the energy is reversed, it can be it can be like a little bit more of an internal battle, or it can be sort of like I have this mental image of like, here, I've got a paintbrush, somebody with like a spear, and they're like, back off. You know what I mean? And we've also got the Four of Pentacles here, so like feeling a little bit protective. Yeah, that's kind of what I get for that. Yeah, ooh, woof. Okay, so what else do I see here for my Gemini babies? I feel like whatever internal work that you've been putting in the past, maybe has caused you, to feel like there's some kind of a truth that came to light, and now you're like, I gotta push back a bit. I feel like underneath the surface, you're like, you're freaking out a little bit. You're feeling like bound by this in some way. You know, that red thread of fate. You're feeling insecure about it, and that insecurity is manifesting through like this defensive energy and this like really self-protective energy that's kind of you know, what you're doing is like in the middle of the reading is this Three of Swords. So like what you're doing is trying to protect your heart. You're trying to like, let me figure this out. You know, let me seek elsewhere my answers, but you don't get to have a say in it. You know, this is the energy that I'm getting. I would like to clarify this Ace of Wands. I'm going to do it with the Hush Tarot again. So can we clarify this Ace of Wands for Gemini for this retrograde season? This could also be just like you're changing the way that you're presenting yourself to people. And you're maybe, I mean, because it's in your first house, right? So like whatever internal changes that you've had recently, you're realizing like I have to integrate those into my external into my ego or into my presentation in some way. Okay, can we please clarify this Ace of Wands for Gemini in this retrograde season? Sure. Two of Cups in the reverse. Maybe you're of two minds. I mean, Gemini is like, you're well known for your duality. Maybe there was a relationship. Who knows? Okay. Ace of Swords and the Page of Wands. So yeah, there's like two aces. That's like new beginnings. The Ace of Swords talks about new information. It talks about like that moment of inspiration. Yeah, that's what this is. Again, this like this bindle stick energy of like pack your bags and leave home when we're gonna go on an adventure. And I feel like not everybody in your life is gonna understand that, but you're doing it. Like, goddamn, you do you. You do you. Ooh, honey. Yeah, I'm just not gonna touch that either. So yeah, this Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, Page of Wands energy. You're chasing an idea, but for some reason, and it's an idea that came from inside. Like this is an intuitive knowing, and you're actively battling your self-doubt. And I feel like what's happening here is there's some people in your life who are working in some way. It feels like to you are against the tide in some way, or there are people in your life who are trying to suppress maybe, or they're trying to like sow seeds of doubt within you, but you know, because this idea has come from a very deep place, that it is what you need to be creating for yourself. That's so yeah, maybe like guard yourself against that insecurity. I feel like you're doing that quite well with this Four of Pentacles and this Five of Wands. I feel like this can also be a bit of an internal energy. This can be like battling with yourself, because maybe the person who you were up until this point either really believed what these people were saying to you, or like they were people whose opinions you valued, and because of that, you're now having to like sort of acknowledge the part of your identity that they had a part in, and now just like get rid of it, throw it out. Okay, cool. So great. I love a good identity crisis, don't you? Yeah, it's good. I do see you coming out of it wiser. I feel like you're reaching you're leveling up. Okay. What advice can we give to Gemini for this Venus retrograde season? What advice can we give to Gemini for this Venus retrograde season? That gave me a heart palpitation, so we're going to go with that. Yang in the reverse. Happy in the reverse. And mending in the reverse. Okay, so... okay, can we talk a little bit about this mending in the reverse? Can we talk about maybe how this heartbreak will make you value yourself more, or draw you closer to the people who really want to see the best for you? Heartbreak is a very curious thing, As soon as we lower our defenses, it's interesting. People see things that they've always seen there, but it's like when we're in that vulnerable place, people are allowed to like pour into us in some way. Don't be afraid of that. It's really important. It's a really important part of relationships, and Venus is all about relationships. So of course this theme is going to be presenting itself in one way or another. We also have Yang in the reverse. So just be a little bit cautious before you take any leaps. You've got your bindle stick, you're going, but maybe go in the night, if you know what I mean. Maybe don't be telling too many people. Maybe use a bit of caution when you feel like doing something impulsive. Maybe just like take a step back and say, I'm gonna think about it. I need to think about it. And we have happy in the reverse. So like, if there's some good things coming in right now, don't question them necessarily. Maybe like when the gods bless us, they bless us for a reason. We don't always know what those reasons are, but the worst thing you can do is reject a blessing. So if you can, lighten the fuck up. If you can't, at least take a step back before you do something impulsive that you may or may not regret later. Yeah. Okay, that is what I have for you, my dear Gemini bebes. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out or leave any feedback that you have in the comments. It really does mean a lot, and it really helps. So good luck, and I'll see you on the other side.